USS Arizona BB-39, a battleship of the Pennsylvania class weighing 31,400 tons, was commissioned in October 1916 at the New York Navy Yard in Brooklyn, New York. After completing shakedown operations along the East Coast and in the Caribbean, she operated out of Norfolk, Virginia, until November 1918, with a brief cruise to France. In April-June 1919, she embarked on a second cruise to European waters, venturing as far east as Turkey. During much of 1920-21, Arizona remained in the western Atlantic and Caribbean areas but made two notable visits to Peru in 1921, marking her initial forays into the Pacific region. From August 1921 to 1929, Arizona was based in Southern California, primarily operating in the Pacific and occasionally making cruises to the Caribbean or Hawaii for major U.S. fleet exercises. In 1929 to 1931, the battleship underwent a comprehensive modernization at the Norfolk Navy Yard in Portsmouth, Virginia, resulting in significant alterations to her appearance and substantial improvements in armament and protection. In March 1931, she played a pivotal role in transporting President Herbert Hoover and his entourage to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Later that year, in August, Arizona returned to the Pacific and continued her operations with the battle fleet throughout the next decade. With the outbreak of World War II looming, Arizona, along with the other battleships of the Pacific Fleet, was ordered by President Franklin D. Roosevelt to be based at Pearl Harbor starting in 1940. Tragically, on the morning of December 7, 1941, while moored in Pearl Harbor's infamous Battleship Row, Arizona fell victim to the devastating Japanese carrier aircraft attack. Multiple bombs struck her, including one that penetrated her forecastle and ignited her forward ammunition magazines. The resulting cataclysmic explosion wreaked havoc on the ship's forward hull, causing it to collapse and eventually sink beneath the waters, taking the lives of more than 1,100 crew members. In the aftermath of the attack, salvage efforts focused on removing armament and topside structures from the wrecked battleship. Two of her after-triple 14-inch gun turrets were transferred to the Army for use as coast defense batteries on Oahu. Meanwhile, the sunken hull of the USS Arizona served as a somber tomb for those lost on board. In 1950, the site began hosting memorial ceremonies, and in the early 1960s, a dignified memorial structure was erected over the midship's hull. Known as the USS Arizona Memorial, it is now operated by the National Park Service, standing as a permanent tribute to the brave Americans who lost their lives during the devastating attack on Pearl Harbor and the ensuing Pacific War.